everyone, I'm Alejandra from Alejandra.tv, and in this video I'm going to share with you how to organize important papers that require you to take some kind of action so you can stay on top of things and avoid any kind of negative consequences. But first, if this is your first time watching any of my videos and you are just getting started with organizing, you can check out my free video series on 3 things to do tonight to feel more organized tomorrow when you wake up. There's a link below. All right, so in the first video, if you missed it, there's a link below, but the first video we talked about how to sort paperwork. We grabbed a stack of papers and we sorted everything and we created one pile for everything that requires you to take action. There's a link below in case you missed the video. But now in this video, I'm going to share with you a system, an easy to set up system for organizing all of the things that require you to take action. So it's like bills to pay, things to call, people to call, things to cancel, things to apply for, things to submit, things to follow up on, and stuff like that. All right, so I have the pile here, and let me grab the system and show you exactly what I did. All right, so right here I have a wall-mounted magazine holder, and just because this is a magazine holder does not mean that you need to only use this organizing product for organizing magazines. If you just think outside the box, you can organize anything that can stay nicely in a vertical slot just like this. So I put papers in here. You can do file folders, you can do coloring books, you could do scrapbook paper, anything that will stay nicely here. Okay, so what I did here was took all the papers that require action that we sorted out. This is more papers than from the previous video, but everything here requires you to take action. And I put it one piece of paper, like one project in each slot here, to make it really visible on what requires you to take action. So if you're a visual person and you have things to do, you need to visually see what you need to do in order to remember what needs to be done. Because it's like out of sight, out of mind. If these papers that require you to take action were inside of a closed drawer or underneath a stack, you would easily forget what needs to get done. So by keeping them visual, just like this, you're constantly reminding yourself what needs to get done. All right, so everything here requires you to take action. Something else I did here was I took a Post-it note and I wrote down what the action is for each piece of paper or each document. So for example, this one right here says confirm status next month, make sure that your rate went down from $89 to $77. So when you process a sheet of paper or you process a statement inside your office, the information is like top of mind, so it's easy to remember. But if you need to follow up on something next month or in 6 weeks from now, when you come back to this document, your mind is not fresh on all the information. So if you just take a sticky note and you write yourself like a dummy note on what you're supposed to remember, it's going to help you. It's going to help you be able to process this document a lot faster than if you didn't write yourself a note. So this says make sure your new rate is $77 as opposed to $89. So it's just like, checking your statement to make sure it's correct. So everything has a dummy note here with some kind of critical information, like this is due on 3/31, this needs to be submitted by 3/15, stuff like that. So I just took sticky notes in any color. There's multiple colors here. I just grabbed whatever sticky note I could find. Nothing is color coded. You can also write it on the actual piece of paper if you don't want to use a sticky note. But the point is, make it as easy as possible so when you come back a month from now to process these documents, you know exactly what to do. It's easy, there's no frustration, and you can just handle everything with ease. And then the last tip here is to, once you process a paper or document, so let's say you submitted this, because this says submit to IQB. So let's say you submitted this. What do you do with this now? Do you put it back in here or do you get rid of it? So what to do with this paper depends on if you need it or not. It's hard to say what papers you need, but if you don't need it, if you don't need the paper, then your options are to shred it if it has sensitive information, or to recycle it if it doesn't have sensitive information and it can just be recycled. If you need to keep the piece of paper or keep the document for your record, then you can either put it in a file box. So let me grab my file box. You can put it in a box just like this of stuff to file. So I prefer to batch file all my documents. So in my office isn't set up right now because we just moved, but in my office, when it's normally set up, I have a box or a drawer that has file on it, and I'll just put anything that needs to be filed inside the box, and then at the end of the month or the end of the week, depending upon the volume of papers inside the box, I'll sit down in front of my filing cabinet and I'll just file all the papers right there, nice and easy, as opposed to filing one paper at a time as it needs to be filed. So it's like batch processing. Now, if you don't want to file the paper and you're a digital person, you can start a box for scanning, and then once your box gets filled, you scan your papers, so you're not keeping the physical piece of paper. If you do this, filling a box thing, you just have to make sure you actually file or scan, as opposed to letting this box fill up and then grabbing another box and starting another file pile. That's when piles accumulate, that's when we get behind on things, and that's when we get a little bit disorganized. So just stay on top of your piles. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if you missed the first part, how to sort papers, there's a link below. If you want more videos on getting organized, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel or check out my website, Alejandra.tv, for more tools and training on living a more organized and productive life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.